Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature and enjoy that beautiful weather while we have it. At least I can say that in my area, because the last couple days it was like 70. I actually had a jacket on. I even had my hood on yesterday, and I got to adjust to these changes now, with the weather. It was kind of a breezy day yesterday. And so, in my area, at least, so I don't know about where you live. Some people, they might have like the 100-degree weather. Can you take me there with you? So, anyway, I do love all of you. And I really hope that you're being kind to yourself, number one. Not only to be kind to yourself is to be kind to others. You never know what other people are going through out in this crazy upside down, backwards, inside out world. Yes, that's what it is. So anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. And you can find me on YouTube, and that is Starlight, and that's Kathy with a K, Dingman. And if you want to see a change in the world or be a change in the world, you can by liking my videos. That way YouTube will spread it out to other people, and other people like you or your family members or strangers can get these kind of videos to help them out, so they can be the change that they want to see in this world. And it does take a lot of work. So besides liking my videos, you can also share my videos with a cat, a dog, a rabbit. Starlight loves rabbits, and yep, so you could share my videos with a rabbit. Plus, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can ring the Starlight will ring the notification bell. You can push the button, so that way you do not miss any videos. And you can leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. Plus, if you want to follow me, you can at Instagram, and that's at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook at Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I want to jump right in. And, like, last night I wanted to make a video, but I ran out of time. I had to discipline myself, and the universe is like, Starlight, don't overdo it. I'm like, okay, I'll meditate and go to bed like a good girl. So I did. So this morning I was wondering, okay, what topic do I want to talk about? And I was thinking this for a couple days now, as this topic is letting go of the past. And the reason why I'm coming up with this topic, which is an awesome topic, is because, like I have mentioned in some of my videos where I am having a moving sale, is I have gone through my whole apartment again. It's kind of like layers, what I did here. A while back, I let somebody know that, or maybe I made a video on this, is that I was going through and getting rid of clothes that maybe an ex might have bought me a long time ago. And, so I did. I let go a lot of my clothes, from a past relationship long time ago. And, and I got rid of the stuff that I wasn't really using, but I still kind of had stuff that was an ex somewhere along the line, one that brought me the clothes that I did have. And now, like, since I've been going through this whole deep clearing in my apartment, is, I'm like, oh, like I gotta let this go. It was the clothes that I really enjoyed and the clothes that I really used a lot. And, like, because why is that I'm in love with a spirit being out there, my twin flame, my king, my everything. I am in a higher love with this man, and one day we will be meeting, and so I'm getting all prepared for that moment, that day, So I am learning right now is I got to let go of things and people that no longer serve me. And like when, the universe wanted me to go do some house cleaning here, and it's layers. It is hard letting go of the past, and not that I had a problem letting go of the ex. Absolutely not. But there's things that were connected to that ex, and I don't want to talk about my ex the whole time here, and I'm not going to. It's just that people do this. They, and I've done this my whole life. So throughout my apartment, I am either giving away or selling, and I have already done this before, but I had so much stuff in my apartment that the universe is like, Starlight, there's still stuff in your apartment that you gotta you gotta let go of, girl. I love you, but that, you might not be aware of this, but when somebody that did you wrong, or, an old relationship that did not work, is there certain items that you have of that person, and this is what I've been doing in my apartment. I still have stuff I gotta let go of. Certain people, it could have been family members, or, really, I think I got pretty much every single thing out of here as far as an ex, to let that it go, gotta let that go. It's because, and this is hard for me to bring this up because I am in a higher love with somebody, but I'm bringing this up because I want to help you out, is if I have like clothing from an ex, and so, like when I put it out on my iron board to iron it, what am I thinking about? I'm thinking, well, where did I get this shirt from? Or where did I get these shorts from? Or where did I get these sneakers from? I had sneakers, and I didn't really realize how many items I had in my house still, so yeah, it cost money for that. I had a beautiful black jacket with pockets. I looked like the lady from The Matrix. I loved that jacket. It was a long black jacket, cool, beautiful belt, and I had to let that baby go because anytime I wore it, I knew where it came from. I knew who bought it for me. I don't want that in my house anymore, in my apartment anymore. So that's a part of letting go of things that no longer serve you. This is tough because I'm going to bring up another thing of exes that we might not even think about is I've been doing this lately, and was it easy? Absolutely not. Is I have a whole bunch of flash drives, I got to go through my old computer that's so slow, and it's got pictures and videos, in the, from the past that it just is sitting in my computer. I don't even look at these pictures or videos, but, like in my past, where, either it was a really close friend, before COVID, where I thought that was, like who I was going to get involved with, but the universe said, no, Starlight, no, not that one, where, I don't even talk to that, like that person anymore for years, and it ended in a weird way, because the universe, it was a blessing, really, the COVID was for me. It woke me right up. I didn't know that there's a twin flame out there that's been searching for his other half of himself, like his twin flame. I didn't know that there was such a beautiful deep diver out there, a spirit being out there that was searching for who knows how long for the one, so it is something, how the universe revealed that after I realized I had to let somebody go, and the universe showed me this, and I'm so grateful and thankful that the universe did cause this to happen. So I have flash drives, and what I've been doing is I'm getting rid of my old self stuff. I had lots and lots of dance videos of all this old music. You know, Starlight did a lot of funky stuff on her computer, you know, for my, you know, like private, you know, use, you know, like so, you know, so I am learning to let go of that past of my old version of Starlight. I no longer want to see that stuff on my flash drives or my computer anymore. So I have gone in my past, you know, where I was able to travel with an ex where, you know, I never flown before, and I got treated out to go to Florida. Actually, there was 2 times I did fly on a plane. I realized it's California and Florida, you know, so Starlight has not traveled a lot, so I did go on 2 plane trips, but I couldn't remember. And you know what? I went the other day, and I went on my flash drives, and I was there for a long time. And what I was trying to do is go, you know, where those trips were, like Florida or California. And I was like, well, I'll just delete all his pictures of him in there. You know, like I didn't even, I forgot all about these things. I didn't even look at the, you know, these flash drives just sat in boxes. I forgot that they were even there. I really don't even think about it. And I'm trying to make more space on my computer because of my YouTube channel, and I got so many things that I want to put on flash drives so my computer works better, you know. And here I was thinking, I'll just delete him out of these pictures, or my old friend, you know, delete that. And then I'm like, man, this is taking forever, you know what? And I'm like, really? I haven't even looked at these videos. And you know, like, and then I got thinking, really, I need to really let this it go. Because then, you know, like if I look at that flash drive of that videos, of those videos that, you know, are labeled and it says what it says, well then what am I going to think of? Well, hey, I'm going to think of that was a trip that I went with my ex. I don't need that anymore. It was great when I had it at the time when I was with him, but do I need to hang on those flash drives with all those videos and pictures that are only going to remind me of him? Absolutely not. So I am letting all that. I'm deleting. I don't really want to think of my old self anymore, of the naughty stuff Starlight would do, like, you know, taking funky pictures of Starlight, taking funky videos of Starlight. I got to let that go, because I am created a new version of myself. That's my old ways of doing things. I don't do that stuff now anymore. I have not been naughty, you know, like that in a long time. So I'm putting myself out here to admit to some stuff, because I'm not ashamed of those things that I did before. That was a part of exploring myself and understanding who I am. And now I am discovering that that was an old side of me. That was a different version of myself. You know, and I have a beautiful deep diver out there that has his own YouTube channel, and he's helping people to be the greatest version of themselves. So there are levels to this, you know. So, you know, you might think that, hey, I love who I am, but don't you want to become greater? You know, why just settle for, you know, that when you can, you know, really grow and expand and, you know, become even more? You know, like, don't you want to discover what you're capable of doing or becoming? And that is, I am so happy. That is why I'm so excited to see what the universe is going to have in store for me next, because I am growing and I want to grow. I want to change. I am willing to let go of my old self, my old ways of thinking, all of it. So I'm making this video. It is so important to let go of all that stuff. Yesterday I was at my daughter's house. I gave her a whole bunch of stuff because she's going to be moving in and she doesn't have anything. She's going to be moving out of her dad's to move in, you know, like with a man, you know, and you know, it's none of my business on what she decides to do, but this is what she's going to do. And hey, I'm like giving stuff away, so, you know, like I'm kind of setting her up with a moving kit. so she can start off, like, and kind of do her life again. So when I was at her house, I had to go through my filing cabinet that I gave her, and I asked, hey, I got all this papers that I need to burn. I don't want to put my papers in the garbage because I don't trust. It's got my social security number, a lot of information, my tax forms and all that stuff. I kind of overdid it. I really did. I burned everything because my life is going to be, I don't want to carry all that stuff with me anymore. I had notebooks and notebooks and notebooks and notebooks and writings and writings and writings of all the stuff that I went through when I was a child. I had a notebook of, I was studying men. I had always studied men. I've always wanted to learn so much about males, so I can learn to pick one out better, to know the signs of what not to look out, not to get involved with again. So, I had notebooks of like relationships with men, with different stories and different things and how it affected me, all that stuff. And you know what? That was in a box in my apartment. That is all energy stuff of past stuff, and I've hung on that, like I had stories of, like a cult church that I went to with my kids, and I was writing a book about that. And one day I do want to make something with that story, a true story that happened where it was a cult church where they were teaching about beating your kids with rods. So I'm gonna make something like that sometime in my life, to help people not to get involved with that kind of stuff. But here I was. It took like a long time at the burning, just to burn all this paper. I couldn't just throw the big pile on the fire. You had to do sheets after sheets, and burn, 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 for who knows how long, longer than a half hour of just burning papers. I had a lot of, I'm not going to bring all that stuff. I'm letting go of all that stuff, so I'm done with the whole X stuff. We're done. I'm sorry, I had to bring this up. But now, the other thing I wanted to bring up is about letting go of the past is, like I was mentioning about things, why do you want to hang on? Not only just exes, okay, now I talked about exes, I don't want to bring it up, but now, not only exes, how about friends or family that have done you wrong? Is it that they bought you something long time ago? It could be clothing, it could be furniture, it could be odds and ends, it could be decorations, it could be kitchen items, anything and everything, anything. Is there anything that you have in your house or your apartment that somebody bought you a long time ago, that, they did you wrong, like you don't even, maybe you're still seeing them. This happens. Some people, they went through some horrible stuff, somebody, and they're still hanging out with them. They're still, like spending time with them, even though they might have abused you. There's all kinds of forms of abuse, verbally, sexually, physically, all mentally, psychologically, or whatever. All kinds of forms of abuse. Neglect, that's a form of abuse. A lot of parents neglected their kids. That's why a lot of abuse happened, because they weren't even there in the first place. That's why I love the kids so much, and there's sometimes I put videos, like out there, because I'm out here to protect those babies. They do need to be protected, but are you hanging on stuff from people that have affected you in a negative way? We need to let that blank go. We really do. That, because every time you look at that item, this person did me wrong, but here I'm still hanging on that stuff. It's energy. Even, it might not even really be good to buy secondhand clothes. I did that my whole life, but then I got thinking about it. Who wore those clothes before you? Is it a good idea, to buy used clothes? And I've done that my whole life. That's how I got brought up. My parents didn't go out and buy brand new clothes. Absolutely not. Maybe the underwear and socks, But really, my pants and, actually I had a lot of hand-down clothes from my brothers, but a lot of it was Salvation Army store, secondhand stores, garage sales, yard sales, hand-me-down clothes from other, kids. Is it good to be buying that stuff? And besides, what I've been learning is when you do that is that you're saying that you can't afford better stuff. So it's not always the best thing, even though I was taught my whole life, my whole entire existence, that, it's a way to save money. It's a way to, you don't have to go out and buy the most expensive brands out there. They do. They got some brands out there, and like a shirt, $50. Yeah, it's a beautiful shirt, So you do have to be wise on how you spend your money. So those are other ways of letting go of things that no longer serve you. And how about people that have done you wrong, like your mom or dad, brothers or sisters, aunts, uncles, grandpa, grandma, any relative, it doesn't even matter. It could be your cousin, it could be your brother, all kinds of sorts of stuff happens, and it doesn't matter who they are, because just because they had those titles of grandpa and grandma, mom and dad, brother, sister, doesn't mean that they were healthy for you, doesn't mean that they were, healthy as far as being good to you, making sure you're safe, because there's a lot of funky stuff goes on in this world, and that's why I wanted to start a YouTube channel, is to protect those kids, and help people to have, think twice about the type of person you get. It's so important. This world, people are so quick to just jump in. They're so, like they want to get to the finish line, like the baseball game, like they want to get to the home base, man. They don't want to go to, like, first base, and this, I have to pick on guys for this, but, it's a lot to do with men, and women can be like this too, where, like home base is where you get all the goodies, the romance and all that stuff, or, like the sex, where they don't really want to go to the first base, like building a friendship first. See if you can be friends first, instead of jumping right into the bed scene, And that is what my twin flame and I have been doing. Some people might think it's crazy. Well, you haven't even met your twin flame. Right, we haven't, because we're learning from our past lessons is not to run and hurry up. Hurrying up, there's a lot in the Bible that says about, if I get the word right, not to be hasty, and I think that might, I'm not really, my vocabulary is not the greatest here, but not to be quickly to jump in. That's when we do, make the wrong choices, and we end up paying for that later on, because we were so quick and in a rush to hurry things up. That's why it is so important to be patient. I'm trying to think, like, it's worth the wait. It is worth, waiting, being patient for something. You're going to get rewarded later on because you were. Or that when you were patient, then you could have found out, ooh, I didn't know this about you. Ooh, I don't really, that's not what I want to get involved with, is that, I don't desire to have that in my life. I desire to not be with a person that is like that. I desire to be with a person that has their stuff together. Starlight's done babysitting, I haven't babysat, and I'm not talking about kids here, I desire to be like the man that I am desiring now. He's the more than I've ever imagined in my lifetime, to even think that there's a beautiful spirit being out there. Not that he's perfect, absolutely not. I see his flaws. We all have our areas that we need to work on. We all have areas that we could be weak in. And but you know what? He has shown me his flaws. He wants me to see his flaws, and I want him to see mine. That way we are aware of them. Don't hide your flaws. Those are things that we could just work on. So it might sound crazy that I have not met this man that I've already married. How many times, Starlight? How many times did Starlight marry him? I have married him. I wore, kind of funny, as I wore my Affinity earrings for this video, because I did, like we've already been together in a past lifetime. So I desire to be with him for infinity, forever and ever. There's no ending here. That's what I desire, is, the universe knows exactly what is good for both of us. So don't you want or desire that like that, like fit like a glove, fit like the perfect shoe, like the Cinderella, where, the shoe fits. You don't want to force your way. I know, guys, you don't know what it's like getting your foot into a high heel shoe. Starlight does not wear high heels, absolutely not. But like a lady's shoe, a dress shoe to go out to, with a dress, you, like, Starlight has tried different shoe sizes, I'm like, ooh, like, I love those shoes, and then I'm trying them on, I'm like, oh, it's a horrible feeling, but when you find, and Starlight loves things comfortable. If it's not comfortable, I'm not buying it. And I've had, a few years ago, I was trying to find dress shoes, and I went to all these different smalls, different stores for shoes, and I'm like, and then I would walk around a little, and I felt like a little duck, because I'm like, these are so sore, like, I want to buy, a pair of dress shoes for, where my higher love, my twin flame, my king, is that I can go all day walking in those shoes, and my feet are not going to be sore. I'm not going to have blisters on the back of my feet by the end of the day. Those are the kind of, that's the kind of relationship I want, the kind of man that I desire, is where it's not going to cause me any pain, in my life. I want to be that comfortable where it fits just right, where after a while, like after an hour wearing those shoes, I'm like, I got to get out of these shoes. I desire to be with a man that we're going to be together for now and forever. Starlight, that's how it is. Like, I'm not, like, there's people, they want a quick fix. They're not happy. You're not happy. Not at all. Because then that's not going to work out. And it just means that you need to work on yourself. It is. It's that, all of us need to get healed. A lot of those people that are into the quick fix, and you might not know what I mean, but one night stands, or friends with benefits, I call it a quick fix, where they act like I don't want to get involved with, because they understand, they know they got work to do, that they need to get healed. And that happens, that people have been hurt, people have been cheated on, ripped off, lied to, all kinds of, or abused, so those things that, those kind of people, we need to let go of those kind of people that have abused us. Are you still seeing relatives and, that have abused you, either sexually, psychologically, physically? Are you, do you want to get healed? Do you know that when I let go of people that abused me from the past, is that, I got healed? And you know what? It was the very people I thought that I would be with forever. I thought I would always have these people in my life, whether they're related or, like, I didn't really have any friends, but like a person that I thought was a friend, I thought I had to have these people, and I, throughout my whole existence. And that is not true. There's times that you do. You got to let go all ties to those people. You might just only talk to them on the phone. That's it. Not all the time. There's times that you can't even talk to people on the phone because they'll like, and it's not good. It's not going to be good. The things that are going to come out, they're quick to say stuff, attack, and all that stuff. So there's people that, hey, you know, I can't even talk to them on the phone. No, they might be related to me, but I know better not to even talk on the phone. So, you know, you got to let go of those people. Is it easy? Absolutely not. How long does it take? It takes years to do this. Reprogramming yourself, saying, I got to let you go. You've abused me. You've lied to me. You've cheated on me. You were threatening me. You wanted to kill me. You wanted to kill. You actually were planning on killing me. I got to let you go. You know, that's not love. Do you know anybody that wanted or was planning on actually killing you? You know, you got to let those people go. There are those types. Believe me, Starlight knows, is that you have to let those people go. And the other thing about letting go of those kind of people that have abused you, it could have been your mom or dad, brothers or sisters, uncle, aunts, grandma, grandpa, you've got to let them go. I can't force you. It's something that you have to see. If you want to get healed, you're not going to get healed until you physically let them go. No more going to their house. No more inviting them over. When it's holidays, say, sorry, can't make it. You don't have to explain. So the other thing that about letting go of the past and the people in the past is that you got to forgive them. Ouch. I know. And that is a tough one. And I know this video is going to be longer than I want, but it's got to be made. Is that, forgiveness is a big part of healing. If you've gone through abuse by your family members, mom, dad, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, whoever, exes, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, strangers, you got to forgive. It says in the Bible, and I'm not going to quote this right, if you expect God to forgive you, you got to forgive others too. I'm not going to quote it right, but really, how is God going to forgive you if you're holding bitterness and envy and strife and you want to get even, and that Starlight is not that type at all. I am the type that will block you out of my life. I will delete you out of my life. I'm not going to go back and try to think of a way to get even because of the stuff that you've done to me. Absolutely, it's not worth my time and energy. And what I learned is by forgiving people and getting them out of your life, guess what happens? Doors open up. You were trying to get in that door before, maybe a new relationship. Maybe you never could find one. Now, because you're letting go and you're forgiving, I forgive you. Now, those doors open up to things that you really desire to have in your life, where before, nothing was working because you didn't forgive that person. And it is easy to say, I forgive, but the whole action part, it's it's how are your thoughts process, is it that anytime you think of them, you're like, oh, that app, that blankety blank, that bee, that freaking bee, not that bee that's out there flying either, so it actually closes doors on you when you do not forgive people. And I know I had a horrible time. There's families out there, kids out there that are adults now, where when they started out, they were innocent. We all were innocent, some kids actually got attacked before they were even born, where the mother, was trying to have an abortion with their children, so abuse was happening before they even got out of the womb, so stuff was happening before they even, that's how bad some of the, families are out there, that they find out they're pregnant and they're like, I didn't want you. I'm going to try to destroy you. You're a murderer, and you're trying to kill a baby. You're a murderer. I'm not apologizing. That I'm saying it exactly. To me, there's no reason to kill babies. Absolutely not. And people will have all kinds of excuses of why. And I you know what? Then, I definitely 100% disagree with that. So with that is that some kids, when they are born, they were not even wanted in the first place, and then they've gone through severe abuse. And it could have been mom, it could have been dad, it could have been brothers, it could have been sisters, where the first part in their life, they didn't do nothing wrong. They didn't deserve any of that stuff that happened to them. But guess what? You might be wondering, why did that happen to me? I was only a kid. I didn't know any better. I thought all that was normal. I thought that was fine. I thought all this, and you might be wondering the whole time of your whole entire existence, why did that happen? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? And, and I asked my whole life of different things that happened to me. Why did that? Why? Why did I was, but why? Why? But then, you know what? I talked to my therapist not too long ago, and, I discovered why. And it's a sad deal. It's a big freaking horse pill to swallow. I did endure stuff. Other kids do endure stuff. They go through freaking hell. And I've been there. I know what hell's like. So it's not that there's a literal fire of hell. It's the things that people do to you. You can make your life a living hell by the way you respond to certain things in this life. You're the one creating your reality, or other people can cause you to feel hell in your life by abusing you when you didn't deserve. Nobody deserves to be abused. So with trying to understand why things happened to you when you were a kid, maybe a baby or a little, maybe 3 or 4 years old, did any of that supposed to happen? No, absolutely not. But what I have learned is that kids go through that stuff. Here's the big horse pill. So, there's times we go through life where people get tempted to do evil. People since we're in the matrix, there's sometimes that we could get tempted later on to do such bad things, to maybe your own children. So they say that, once you've been, I had been accused when I was younger, and I got so upset. They found out I was abused in different ways and forms, you name it. But then they're like, oh, once you've been abused, then you're going to do that to your children. That's a lie that's a lie. That is a lie. Just because a child went through abuse does not mean that they're going to abuse their own children or other children. But there are several cases out there where kids that have been abused did repeat that abuse to other children. So they did not learn the lesson. So there's times that things do happen to children, because later on they're going to be tested, and it's twisted. It really is twisted. And this did happen to me, where somehow or another, because of the matrix being the matrix, that I was tested, a couple times, and I passed the test. Because of the pain and suffering I went through, I passed the test. And that's why I have a YouTube channel. So that's what the universe was trying to show me and get me ready for. And they say it says in the Bible that forgive them, for they know not what they do. We are in the matrix. I believe there's a puppet master out there getting, causing people to do certain things, trip you up, and try to get you to tempt you. God doesn't tempt us to do evil. God tests us. He doesn't tempt me to go and do something wicked with my child. But there's another force out there, that does try to tempt us. So that's where you got to be aware of, and if you passed the test like I did, then you learned your lesson. You learned a lesson, not to ever do that to children, and it's a very painful lesson. So now, when you learn the lesson, you got to let it go. You got to forgive those people in the past. You can't be bringing that energy in with every day. I had a battle with this for years ago, long time ago, is that, like family members was like, we were always talking about the horrible stuff in the past, or somebody would bring up something from the horrible, wicked past, and then we're trying to figure out, some people like, somebody would bring up and say, oh, you got to forget about the past. But I'm like, how am I going to heal from it if I don't understand? I had to understand. I had to learn something to let go of it. And then finally, I got to learn why all of it happened, all of it. And then I'd gone through healing. And now I got to let it go. I got to let it go. I can't bring up the stuff from the past in my everyday or hang out with those people that abused me. I don't, like if they did something funky with me, they're not in my life anymore. If they, and that's how I got healed, besides guided meditations of getting that energy out of your body, out of your chakras, out of your whole being. There's a lot to that with the guided meditations of healing. Steve Noble is my favorite of healing. Give her Steve Noble, the Soul Matrix, for guided meditations. He'll help you to heal even your ancestors, even your mother's bloodline, even your father's bloodline. It does. You got to let it go. And so there was a big argument about that long time ago in my life. The people that were saying, you got to forget about the past. Those, it was weird, is because those are the ones that were the abusers. Oh, yeah, forget about it. Oh, yeah, you want me to forget about what you did. I had a horrible time with that, and I really, I can't say I got a whole lot of help, like from, I did have somebody to talk to with therapy, but it wasn't like I was getting any answers. I had somebody to talk to, but, it was something that I had to learn on my own how to get healed. And I have to bring this up because of a beautiful deep diver out there, Infinite Waters, Ralph Smart, helped me to understand how to get healed. And so he taught me how to let go of the past, how to let go of those people, and I did. I feel amazing now. My life is totally different. I'm not letting those people back in my life anymore. Yeah, they're family. Yeah, they're, so-called friend. I let it all go. So, I really hope you get a lot of help. You do. You got to let those people go. You got to let the past go. And I know I had to bring up the past a little bit to explain, like, you got to let it go. It's stumbling. It's going to trip you up. It's energy. You're holding that in your body and your chakras and all that. God does not want you to hang on that. I burned all that stuff in the burning pile yesterday. I mean, there's stories in there of all kinds of abuse, all kinds of stories, all kinds of stuff that happened in the past. Landlord stories, like police stories, like exes stories, like strangers, all kinds of horrible stuff that happened, child abuse, all kinds of stuff. It went in the burn pile yesterday. That's no longer in my space anymore. Now that is out. I'm not holding that energy in my apartment anymore. This is why the universe is working on me to get out of this apartment, is because I had all this old energy, all this stuff from the past, stories, all this stuff, dates, information, you name it. It was all in my apartment, in my space, and this is my home. Well, right now it's part of me. This apartment is part of me. It's every part of it. It's me, and I gotta let that out of my life, out of my, guided meditations are very valuable. So I am sorry for being so long, but I hope you get a lot of help on this video. And I could have gone on and on and on about this topic because there's so much, so many angles. So I do love all of you. You can give this video a thumbs up, and you can also share my video with a cat, a dog, I'm looking around. Let's see, we got an elephant. You have a pet elephants. Actually, their memories are really good. So Starlight, rub up on those babies. But anyway, I do love all of you, and also you can push the notification bell. I just seen 4444. I will ring the bell, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you can leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. And you can follow me on Instagram, and it's at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook at Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. And before I go, I just want to bring this up a little bit, just to let you know, is when you do look for me on YouTube, like the Starlight, Kathy with a K, Dingman, you might not be able to find it, but you will find my videos. My computer's been hacked. They've hacked in so many different things on my computer, so I have to step by step figure this big mess out. So I do have to apologize for that. But I am on YouTube. That's why, like somebody's been trying to hack my, my YouTube channel, which they are working on that process. So I do have to work on that as soon as possible. So I apologize for that. I will have to change a lot of things as far as that goes. So anyway, I do love you. I really hope you get out in nature, enjoy the sun while it's there. And I love you so much. This is Starlight. Love and light.